Friday and you're watching First Shift. I'm Kristen Strakalitis. Coming up, pedestrian safety. But first, your overnight headlines. We will start in Japan. That's where Toyota will suspend some output at 11 plants for 3 days next week. The move coming due to a shortage of parts that was triggered by a large earthquake that rattled the country this week. In total, 18 lines at 11 factories will be idled. Toyota operates 28 lines in 14 factories in Japan. The automaker says it will lose about 20,000 vehicles of output from the quake-related shutdowns. Elsewhere, critical semiconductor maker Renesas Electronics said it had resumed partial test run production at 2 of 3 plants near the quake zone. And Toyota supplier Denso said some of its factories were damaged and are still being checked out. Japanese public broadcaster NHK reported the 7.4 magnitude earthquake killed 3 people and injured 190. In other news, General Motors is expected to discontinue 2 subcompact crossovers, the Buick Encore and Chevrolet Trax. Auto Forecast Solutions says GM will end production of both South Korea-built CUVs in August. U.S. sales of the Trax plunged 60% last year, and Encore deliveries in the U.S. fell 52%. Sales of both vehicles peaked at more than 100,000 in 2019. Porsche has set a more ambitious sales target for electric vehicles. CEO Oliver Blume said more than 80% of newly sold Porsche models will be fully electric in 2030. That target previously applied to Porsche's electrified models overall, which includes plug-in hybrids. Porsche also stuck to its long-term target of an operating margin of at least 15%. And Tesla has reportedly resumed production at its assembly plant near Shanghai. Sources telling Reuters that the move comes after a 2-day suspension due to COVID-19 restrictions. SUVs, pickups, vans, and minivans are substantially more likely than cars to hit pedestrians when turning. That is according to a new study from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Researchers at the IIHS analyzed the details of 14,000 deadly pedestrian crashes, and they found that SUVs were twice as likely as cars to be making a left turn when the crash happened. Vans and minivans had nearly 3 times the odds as cars, and pickup trucks were nearly 4 times as likely. The researchers found similar results from an analysis of non-fatal crashes as well. Consumer Reports says the findings suggest the design of those larger vehicles may hinder the driver's visibility and contribute to the risk of hitting a pedestrian. The report also says larger vehicles typically have longer braking distances. According to researchers, most of the pedestrians hit were at or near an intersection. And IIHS says intersection design can play a role in preventing turning crashes. That is our time for now. Auto News Now comes your way this afternoon. Have a wonderful day.